ready to go. Obviously we had to come back from the loss against Louisville and win against Syracuse and see how we handle it. So we've got to respond and learn from our mistakes and recognize what we did and what we did well and what we did to get us beat. So it's going to be mentally we've got to be better, stronger, and execute better as well. So that's really the emphasis going in and getting ready for Duke. We know their personnel. We know what they do. They're going to drive the basketball. They're going to attack off the dribble. We've got to guard that, and we've got to get better defensively. It was great, obviously, to see a great defensive game against Syracuse, but we didn't get it done against Louisville, especially down the stretch. So that was the emphasis, and we'll get ready for them.
Jamie, we just had James in here. He on Wednesday became the all-time leader in starts in Pitt history, which is pretty. Nobody's ever worn the uniform and started games than that guy. What has he meant to your program? Obviously, it's the last home game. What has he meant to your program, and what does that say about him that he started 130 games?
Right. I think obviously a very good player. I think the toughness stands out. The other things that I know and we know is obviously his unselfishness, his attention to detail. His willingness to sacrifice. The assists, the turnovers, that obviously speaks volumes in itself. But I think the toughness is a real component of that, to be able to obviously you got to be a great player to start a lot of games, but then you have to be tough and respond to injuries and come back through soreness and fatigue. So I think that speaks a lot too as well. But really, he's had a great career, and the great thing is he's played great these last 3 games, and it's great to see him finishing off so strong.
So you watched him go about his business the last 4 years. Is it the unselfishness that stands out to you the most?
I think so. Knowledge of the game, that stands out. I think the sacrifices he's willing to make. He's a great leader. He's quiet, but he's a great leader. And, he's become more vocal, but he certainly leads by example, and he is unselfish in that he just, he wants to guard the best guy. He wants to play, he wants to get other guys shots. He's really thinks team first and always has.
But not the points or whatever, but when you look at the way he puts the team first, do you think there's room for a player like that at the next level?
There always is. I think he can never be surprised. He's got the size. I think being the right fit, the right team. But you never know. There's guys. Every day you see some guys that can surprise and aren't first round picks. But he has the size. He's played against the best. He's played in the toughest leagues around the last couple of years, last 4 years. So he's played against the best players.
Jamie, you probably watched the film, I'm assuming, at least once. You guys in that game the other night, the first 11 minutes of the second half, I think they had a total of maybe 6 points or 7 points. Their percentages, through that point, shooting percentage, 3-point percentage, were exactly where you want them to be. And then the final 9 minutes, they went 9 of 9 and scored on every possession. So my question to you is, I guess there's got to be frustration because you saw for 11 minutes how good you guys can be defensively.
Not every possession, because they had some turnovers during that time, too.
Well, yeah, they were 9 of 9.
Right.
Whatever, they shot every shot they took down.
Right, went in.
My point is, you showed in the first 11 minutes how good you can be defensively. That last 9, what are the things that you see in terms of the breakdowns? In that, it's not just those last 9 minutes, but you've had those stretches like that in other games that you've lost. Is there anything you can put your finger on that you say?
Well, it wasn't. It's just we want to point to the mental aspect, the mental breakdowns, and because that's what you can correct. We can't get taller, faster in the next week or two. So we want to improve in those things. And it was across the board. It wasn't one guy. I know what happens is afterwards everybody wants to point the finger at one person or one player or one play, and it wasn't one guy, and it was different things and things that we hadn't done. And guys doing things that we haven't done all year, and doing making mistakes, and give them credit for something. They made some plays. I mean, there's one play we guard really well, and the guy made a great pass to a skip, a flare, and everything went right, and they hit a three. So it was man and zone, but it was across the board. It seemed to be a different guy each time, and give them credit. They got to make 9 shots, they got to make 4 threes, and not miss one. So that's to their credit. But yeah, that's it stings because obviously we had when you say we held them to a good percent, I mean a very good field goal percentage defense for those first 11 minutes, as you said.
You mentioned mental breakdowns at the end of that game. How concerning is it to still be having those?
Yeah, I mean the best teams in the country have it. I mean, the best teams. We're not the best team right now, and so everybody has them. So it's and they'll be focused on the mental, and like they weren't thinking about the game or what. It's just it was trying to make a play that wasn't the right thing at the right time. So it wasn't like the guy just stopped playing or decided to let him score. It was just trying to do. It's oftentimes trying to make a play make something happen. Impatience is oftentimes a cause of it, and then it's oftentimes the guy's just making the right play, making a tough shot. I mean, you're not going to block every shot or steal every ball, so it comes down to contesting shot, making them as tough as possible, and having them shoot a low percentage. That stretch they made 9 out of 9.
What are you going to have to do defensively Sunday when you try to?
We got to guard the dribble. We got to keep that in front of us. We got to, and they're going to constantly go at you. They're going to throw the ball up and try to get fouled and get to the foul line, and we've got to keep them in front of us, keep them off the line, don't allow penetration, be in the gaps early, play team defense, and sustain it for 40 minutes. Because there's going to be a time where they get to the basket. There's going to be a time where they get to the foul line, but it can't be consistent. It can't be time after time, and it needs to be stopped.
Brian seems to step up
Mm-hmm.
the bigger the opponent has been. What have you seen in his development the last couple weeks?
Yeah, just obviously he's playing more minutes. You've seen him play with more confidence. He's playing better defense, post defense, and then he's rebounding better too. So it's just in every area really. Just what you hope a sophomore would do. Cameron Johnson, a freshman, you're seeing the same things too. And Sheldon I think's played really well too. He got in the foul trouble that hurt us. The bench guys have been playing better and playing more, and so we've got to continue to get minutes out of those guys, valuable minutes.
Speaking of Sheldon, it seems like if he gets into foul trouble early,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't get as many minutes early, he kind of doesn't have the better game, but when he gets the minutes early on, he seems to do well. Is that kind of a trend you notice?
Well, that's pretty much for everybody. You can probably put that across the board. No one wants to play with fouls, and no one wants to be, out. That was one of those ones where, you got the 2 quick, you got the third one quick, and it's like, do you somehow get them in more minutes? Well, we tried it with the third, and you got the foul. So, it's usually, having a guy with 3 fouls and putting them in there is not helping your defense. So that was, you got to look at those things. But, Ryan was playing well. But we got to have Sheldon play. He's practiced really well. He practiced really well again today. So, we need him on the floor.
Is this a game you think he can have a lot of offensive success with being higher?
Again, I just want him to focus on the defense and if the offense comes and the rebounding. So, it can happen. Offensive. Like we've been stressing all along. We can't think of this going to be my offensive game. It's got to be I got to focus on my defense. Like he can make shots. He can score the basketball, but. We got to get defense out of him first, and all of our guys. So I don't want every guy going in thinking this is going to be my game offensively. We got to be focused on getting it done defensively first, and the other things will happen. That's what we've been trying to get across.
Jamie, you said I think it was the other night you said what's frustrating, I guess, is that that your team can be for 40 minutes a really good defensive team because you've seen it for 20, 25, against Syracuse pretty much for 40. But is that what keeps you hoping that this game that they're going to continue to get better? That sooner or later they're going to put it together?
Well, I mean, you always have to be striving to get better. Even when we've had the best defensive team in the country or the conference, whatever it may be, even the teams that are doing, you have to strive to be better. So that's always the mentality. It's not like, this is just a new thought or a new action. You have to be constantly looking to improve and be at your best. And, you're going to have some times where teams just, things don't go your way. Teams make shots, you don't get the win, and it'll get analyzed and talked about, and you will. But you just got to stick to what you believe in and your basics, and get it done. And like what happened, as I told our guys today. I mean, we really put a tremendous amount of energy, effort, preparation into that game, and how we handle it now is going to be key, because we can't say that we tried it and it didn't work. I mean, we did it, and we did it well for almost 30 minutes, and it just got away from us with as we missed some shots, as we missed some free throws, and as we turned the ball over, they made shots.
Well, that's what I mean, because you've seen it for 30 minutes, is that what kind of keeps you?
Well, yeah, it keeps it.
positive, I guess,
Yeah, well, I mean, it keeps everybody. I mean, I don't want to. That's just the team that's the best defensive team, most efficient team in the country has the same thing. They go through runs and different challenges and games where they lose, and there's the best teams in the country have lost 4 games right now. We've lost 8. I mean, we're playing in the toughest league. I mean, so. Everybody has come up short, and everybody is how they handle it, how they respond. Even the guys with the best players, the lottery picks, the highest ranked guys, they've all lost, and they've lost at a high rate. If you count 4 at a high rate, which is, I guess, what we do nowadays. But that's you got to respond. You got to get better and strive to get better. And somebody's going to beat you, as it's been proven. But how you respond and get better for the next one. Well, I mean, he was a great player coming out of high school, so it's not any surprise. I mean, big guys tend to get there a little bit later in most cases. It takes a little time, but I mean, he's 7 foot. He's athletic. He's big. He's strong. It's a good place to start, and then usually good things happen. It seems like he plays hard. He works hard. I don't know him personally, but he's really he really does a good job, and obviously he was playing behind Okafor, so that can limit some production, as we all know.